Welcome to Career Essentials, where we give you honest career guidance and beyond. And today we have a special guest, the beautiful Anna. Hello, Anna.
Hi, hi guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. Anna is a coach, and we are going to be talking about self-worth today. So, as we like to do it at Career Essentials, we get straight into it. So, Anna, tell us, what is this thing called self-worth?
Self-worth. So I think it's a thing that, well, before we discussed it, actually, I thought that it's a very female thing that very many women are struggling with. Um, but what you just said right now is that actually also male people can struggle with it. So I think it's very nice for females to hear that right now. So they're not the only ones, right? And what is self-worth? That's an interesting question. Yeah. To me, self-worth is the image you have of yourself, like what's your worth, so to say. But with the self-worth thing, I think it's important to recognize that actually it's not tied to conditions, right? It's not like you're more worth when you earn more, or you're more worth when you like have a certain body type, or drive a certain car, or have a certain job title, or whatever. It's just like every human being is just indefinitely worthy, right? Just as a human being. And I think so many people don't recognize that, and they think that they have to like tick all those boxes, conform to all those rules, and then they are a worthy human being. And that's where I think so many people are suffering, and so many people are actually struggling.
Okay. So would you say it's placing importance on external validation? Would you say it's that?
Self-worth.
Yes.
Mm,
You're sort of waiting for the world to accept that, you're earning an X amount of money, you have this title in a job, or, you're associated this way, you have accomplished this thing, you run a marathon. Is that the sort of, you're always seeking that sort of external thing? Oh, I need to go and
yeah.
do this so that other people can say, oh, I've finally done a marathon. Is that sort of thing? Would you say that's what it is?
So I would say that that's a very destructive way of defining your self-worth. Yeah.
Okay.
I think a very good idea of self-worth is that recognizing that you as a human being are worth everything. Like, it's not measurable, right? And you can be however you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do, you can have how much you just have right now, and you're always worthy. You're always worthy of love, you're always worthy of um your needs, right? Like expressing what you need, expressing what you want, and yeah, just living a happy and abundant life, I would say.
Okay. Sort of not seeking those external things, but just knowing that you are worth so much just the way you are.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant. Sounds
Yeah.
good. I love it. So you touched on the subject of our lovely ladies. So what do typically ladies struggle with self-worth? Is that I believe that's the case in your experience, and this is what you help our lovely ladies with. So what are the typical sort of common areas that seem to, they struggle with their self-worth?
Yeah. Yeah. So the interesting thing is that many ladies come to me with a very superficial problem, I would say, right? So it's like, I don't get that job, I don't earn enough money, I don't have a happy relationship or whatever. But once we start digging deeper, I found with my customers that the main core problem always is around self-worth, right? So yeah, so it's like that those ladies, lovely ladies, as you say, they are like they are craving those jobs, they are craving those relationships, they're craving whatever, because they think once they reach that, they are worthy, right? So they are actually growing in a very lack-based mentality, right? They are like pushing themselves in a very unhappy and very ugly way, because they're always beating themselves up, like, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not funny enough, you're not smart enough, whatever. So work harder, do more. So it's very, I would say it's not a nice way of growing, right? Yeah, the root of all of that is self-worth.
Okay.
And lack of self-worth.
Okay. Interesting. So in terms of what can we do about this? What are the top ways of improving our self-worth?
So I think the first step with nearly everything in the personal development world, I would say, is always noticing, right? Noticing and creating awareness around it. And exercise I love to do and I love to recommend is always like writing your morning pages, like it's 3 pages where you just write. So you just write whatever comes up your mind. You don't edit it, you don't judge it, you don't do anything with it. You just write it. Like it's like it's sort of like puking, like you puke everything out that's in your mind, and like that you get a very good sense of how your brain works, right? And the things that you are actually saying to yourself. And sometimes this can really be surprising for women when they then see how they're actually talking to themselves all the time, right? So this exercise is not about judging yourself or beating yourself up and being like, oh, you did it again or whatever. It's just like being curious about what's going on in your mind, basically, right? And then as you go through your day, just notice when you're really mean to yourself or not treating yourself with kindness, I would say. So that's the first step, to just notice. And then there is this method called reparenting, where you are just like a loving mom for yourself, right? And the key point here is really to be a loving and compassionate and a lovely mom, right? Like not that mom that's like, tidy up your room, do this, do this, do this, but a very loving mom who's just like giving you the love and attention that you need, right?
Okay.
So whenever you notice these things. And
Okay.
then a third point, because we said 3 points, how you can improve your self-worth is, I would say, allowing yourself little surprises, little gifts, so to say. Like, for example, when you go to the supermarket and you see some nice flowers, and usually you're like, no, those are so expensive and it's like for nothing, it's just for myself. Like, you buy them just for yourself, right? Because it's nice to do that thing for yourself. Or you buy raspberries. Raspberries is a funny example, because one of my clients just like, she was like, I love raspberries, but I never buy them because they are so expensive. Like, come on. It's like, it's actually €3 for really treating yourself as the queen, so to say, that you actually are, like, to show yourself you are worthy and you deserve to be treated nicely, right? To treat yourself nicely is actually the foundation that others treat you nicely, right?
Okay. Wow, that was interesting. So the 3 steps are, first of all, be aware of it, and then make note of it. Write down in a journal every morning, just whatever comes to your mind, just let it out. Just capture that on a piece of paper. You're going to find it so therapeutic, and you're going to see just what comes out. And it's not to judge, not to label, just let it out onto a piece of paper. And then see in your day to day, where at which point do you sort of, are you critical about yourself? Are you critical about your self-worth? Or at which points are you judging yourself perhaps unnecessarily. Just be mindful of it. And then the second step, which Anna mentioned, is the reparenting method. That was very interesting. You parent yourself, give yourself that self-love as if you are your own mother. Give yourself that love, because you deserve it. You're special, you are worthy, you are amazing. And that's that self-parenting technique. And the final one is a little treats to yourself. So whenever you're out there, maybe in a supermarket, and as Anna mentioned, if you love raspberries, treat yourself to little raspberries. There's no harm in doing that. Treat yourself like the queen that you are, because you deserve it. You are amazing. You are worthy more than anything. It's unmeasurable. Is that right, Anna? Okay. Wow, fascinating, wonderful stuff. I think we just before this sort of discussion, we briefly touch on what perhaps guys go through, and I would imagine the same thing. I think there's a lot of pressure in society these days. You've got to earn so much by this age, you've got to have a house by this stage, you've got to have a car, you've got to have a car with such and such features, or you've got to have accomplished this such thing, you've got to have biceps, you've got to have a six-pack. As guys, we go through the same thing. We're all human beings, and I'm sure we can still apply the same things. When you wake up in the morning, do a bit of self-journaling, reflect, get that on a piece of paper. Don't be judgmental. Don't be too harsh on yourself. And as your day goes by, be mindful of where you are being critical of yourself unnecessarily, and then use the self-parenting technique where you give yourself some parently love, to tell yourself, you are the king, you are the emperor, you deserve the best, you are worthy beyond measure. Tell yourself that, and treat yourself for if you like raspberries, then it might be raspberries, or if you like to treat yourself to some maybe some chicken wings, treat yourself some chicken wings if you are into that sort of stuff. So give yourself little treats and give yourself love. And I think we all need that, regardless of whether we are men, male or female. Would you agree, Anna?
Yeah, like it was so great hearing that from you right now, really, because as I said, I thought it's just a female thing, mainly a female thing.
Okay, wonderful. So what Anna does is she does one-to-one coaching, and she helps out with a lot of areas. So do you want to just quickly brief our viewers on what you do and where they can find you?
Yeah, so as we just said, my main area I would say is really improving your self-love, improving your self-worth, like the way you see yourself, basically, because as we all know, that's really the basis of how other people are gonna see you, and ultimately really about the basis of your success in life, I would say, really, because if you cannot see those things in yourself, how do you expect other people to see those things in yourself, right? And yeah, I typically work one-on-one. So if you want to reach out, I think the best way would just be to write an email. And I'm not sure if I can.
I can put the link below, or put your website. Yeah,
Yeah.
details.
So my website is not that, it's not finished yet, actually. So I guess the best way would just, you can find me on Facebook, but my typical page is in German. So I guess that wouldn't make any sense for English viewers right now. But if you want to reach out, just find me via email, I would say.
Okay.
That's pirker.anna, ANNA, @hotmail.com.
Okay, wonderful. I will leave a description of what Anna does on the description below. You can check that out, and I'll leave the contact details for Anna and links to Anna's social media. You can check her out, give her a follow. You can contact her on social media as well as via email. And I believe you have a YouTube channel as well.
I do, but as I said, it's all in German.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. They might just find it useful. They may have a German-speaking friend who will find this useful, or they might speak German themselves. So I will leave a link to Anna's YouTube channel as well. Amazing content there in German. Guten Tag.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun having you, speaking to you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Anna. Thank you for your time. If I'm sure you found this useful. Do share it with your friends, family, anyone who you think that's going to find this valuable. This is Career Essentials, where we give you honest career guidance and beyond. So do check us out. Have a look at some of the other videos we do. Subscribe to our channel, and I shall see you on another video. Bless you, Anna.
Thank you. Sorry, that was just in the middle of your. Okay, yeah.